set up the remote repositories, right? It's not something like, creating a public folder and storing thing. Okay. We have to make use of some tools. Okay. There are some Maven repository tools are there. Okay. Repository tools. So example is going to be Nexus is one tool. Okay. And Artifactory is one tool is there, and Archiva is there. Okay. So some tools are available, but these three are the most popular ones. Among them, Nexus from Sonatype. Sonatype is a company. From them, Nexus is there. So Nexus is a very popular one. So most of them are kind of licensed only, but thing is, 90% of features they get for freely. Okay, so Nexus, most of the things are giving it freely, but if you want some additional features and all, you have to go for licensed one. Okay, so let's try to set up Nexus on our environment. Okay, so this Nexus, uh, this Nexus is just a web tool, guys. Okay, we have to download that Nexus web tool and just launch it. Okay, how to set up the Nexus, we'll see it now. Okay, set up Nexus. Now first what we will do it, as it is a web tool, right? So you should have an application container, nothing but like, if you remember my Git session, right? We hosted what do you call, a Tomcat server, okay, to deploy the Git var, right? Similarly, we will be having a nexus.var, okay? So we need to deploy this var into a Tomcat container so that our Nexus will be up and running. Now let's try to download a Tomcat, okay? Download Tomcat. Because in the last session, Git session, we hosted Tomcat in a Linux machine, okay? So if you want, we can do it in Linux also, but it is not required actually. You can host anywhere. So host the Nexus on any app container. Okay, right now I'm choosing Tomcat. You can host on WebLogic or Sphere, Jetty, anywhere. It requires a container, that's it. Okay, now download Tomcat and Nexus. Okay, now my Tomcat is downloading it. Where is it? Yeah, download the installer. So Tomcat is downloading. Now let's try to download Nexus also. Nexus var download. Just Google it. You'll get where is the Nexus versus var. You can get a link somewhere. This is, you can just take this link. Sonatype, guys. Nexus latest var. Okay. It is around 50 or 60 MB, guys. Let it download. So meanwhile, I will install the Tomcat. Username, let's take admin. I think it would have done by this time. Let me check the services. It would have run as a service. Windows service. Apache Tomcat, can you see this? It's running now. Okay, if it is running nothing but, I should be able to access that with localhost underscore colon 8080, because on 80 port it is running. 8080 port it is running, default. Yes, my Tomcat is running. Okay, just log into manager app, guys, to host your war application. The username password which is admin. Okay, now say the password. Come on here. Now it is downloaded the war file also here. Can you see Nexus -2 something? Okay, you take that war file into your Apache directory from downloads. This is what your war. Come back to G Maven online. Keep it here and try to rename as a Nexus only. Sorry, guys. Select that war. I'm just hosting my Nexus VAR into the Tomcat. It's taking some time. It's a very big VAR. 60 MB, right? Almost. What is the size of it? Yeah, 50 MB, 48 MB. Okay, seems to be done. Can you see Nexus here in the table? Click on that. This is what your Nexus within your network, you're setting up a remote repository, guys. Okay, only the thing is, don't access with the local host, access with IP address. Okay, because as I'm working on the same machine, I'm just accessing with the local host, but you have to access with the proper IP address. Okay, so the default username password of this Nexus. Can you see login here? Click on login. The default username password will be admin123, I think. Okay, download deploy nexus.var on Tomcat. Okay, access http localhost :8080 with Nexus warning. Okay, and the username password is going to be admin, I think admin123. Let me guess it, guys. Admin123. Yeah, it's correct. Admin123. So this is a default. If you want, you can change it. Okay, the admin username password. So now, yeah.
So 1 second. Deploying the Nexus.var, is it just giving the path of the file as you have shown, or
no? No, deploying the Nexus. See, we are setting up a repository. We didn't do any jar deployment and all. We are setting up a remote repository. See, if you look at my diagram, I'm just setting up this repository, guys. That's it. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Now click on the repositories. Okay, so you have some sort of a public repositories available here. Okay, don't touch any one of them, guys. You just leave them as it is. Okay, so instead we'll create our own custom repository. So take the hosted repository, something like, you are going to host it on this server. Select this and come down, and you need to fill some data. Now you give your repository ID and name. You can give any name. Okay, let me give repo, just repo. That's it. Okay. Yeah, repo. See, always give the ID and name same so that you don't confuse in the later. Okay, if you give different name and different ID, right, sometimes you may call this repository with a name, sometimes you may call with ID, so you'll confuse which one I need to call. That's the reason I always recommend give the same thing. Okay, and remember there are, like, multiple providers are there: Maven, Maven1, Maven2, NuGet, Site and all. Nexus is not only works for the Java Maven applications, it can work for NuGet also. NuGet is a .NET application libraries, guys. Okay, so typically NuGet repositories are hosted in the IIS server. Okay, so instead we can use Nexus also for that, but right now we don't need to do that. And you choose the Maven 2, guys, because we are working on Maven 3. Maven 2, 3 and anything is same except the Maven 1. Maven 1 is completely different. Okay, because in Maven 2 we solve the transfer dependency. I'll explain what is transfer dependency, but right now understand we are working on Maven 3, right? So choose the Maven 2. Okay, now there are two types of repositories. This is what I need to explain. Repository types. Okay, one is snapshot and another is going to be release. Okay, so what do you mean by snapshot is this type of repository is typically used by a developer. Okay, so it's not by developer, guys. We will use the snapshot repository types, okay, when the code is in development phase, while the development is going on, right? So we will use the snapshot repository. Okay, now once we are done with the development, okay, and we finished with our development and we are done with everything, we are going to production now. Okay, now when you're going to production, right, so now you want to store those artifacts and you want to share them to the external persons, okay, as a release artifact. So though that type of repository is called a release repository. So when you go for release, okay, then when you go for release, right, make use of release repository. I'll explain in clearly what is a release or a snapshot. For right now, understand if the code, I mean, your project is in the development phase, developer will use a snapshot. If you're done with the development, you're sending it to production, then you'll make use of the release repository. That's it. Okay. Now here you choose what type of repository you want to create, snapshot or release. Okay. So let me take snapshot first. Okay. And save it. Done. Now can you see your repo here, created here, and click on this link. This is what your repository is. This link will give you the repository details. Okay, so save this link. Right now nothing is there in your repository, guys. Okay, inside the repo it's empty. Now just save it here, your snapshot repository. Right now you create a snapshot repository. Similarly, let's create a release repository also. Okay, now go back. Now host one more repository. I would say repo R. What do you mean by repo R is release repository. Okay, and Maven to, as usual, select the release. Okay, save it. Now can you see repo R? So this is what my release repository. Okay, right. Now I'm done by creating my repositories. Now next thing is my job is to, like, help the developers to share their artifacts, which is nothing but the jar files, into this repository. Now how my developers are going to share their artifacts into the remote repository. Okay, so for that you have to add one entry in your form.xml. Okay, the developers are supposed to add distribution management tag, okay, with repo details in form.xml. Okay, then only they can push it. It will not push the artifacts to the remote repository by default. They have to make use of them. Then you might be thinking, what is distribution management? Okay, it's pretty simple, guys. You have to mention your repository data. That's it, nothing else. Okay, so you just try to Google it. Distribution management XML tag in form.xml. Can you see somewhere? Search it, distribution management. Yeah, this is what. Copy entire stuff. Okay, come over here, put it. Okay, so observe, just look at this. This tag you need to add it in your form.xml. In the distribution management, okay, you will mention two repositories. One is your release repository and another is your snapshot repository. Okay, so when you're mentioning the release repository, unique version, you remove these things, guys. I'll just keep the important ones. Layout, this is also not required. This is not required. This is not required. Okay, so these three are important attributes you should mention about your repository, guys. That's mandatory. Without that, you cannot push them. So now, what is ID? What is a release repository? Nothing but release repository. Snapshot repository, nothing but snapshot. Okay, now what is your release repository ID? It is repo R. Okay, what is the name, guys? To avoid the confusion, I told you create the ID and name same, repo R only. That's what this ID and name, guys. Okay, whatever you see it in the Nexus site, right? There is my Nexus. You click on this one, repository, and click on the browse index configuration. Can you see ID and name both are same? So to avoid this confusion, I just put both are same. Repo or repo R. Now, what is a snapshot? It's a repo. That's it. And name is also repo. Okay. Repo. Right? Now this is done. Now you need to provide a URL. So what is your snapshot repository URL? This is what your snapshot repository URL. You provide that URL. What is your release repository URL? You just copy it, right? Take this and just add this entry. So this is how you prepare this distribution management tag. This is one-time effort, guys. You prepare this. Now as a Nexus administrator or a build engineer, you share this with your developers. Okay. Now if I give this tag to my developers, what they will do it? So come back to your Power Excel. Any project you can take it out. Okay. So let's take first our hello world program. Okay. Now they have to add after the dependencies section. You just add the distribution management. Just save it. That's it. Okay. Now once you are adding this, right, you commit your code, and then the developer, once he feels okay, I'm done with my build. Okay. Now I want to push it to my Nexus server, which is remote repository. How do I push my jar to remote repository? Okay. That's where your final phase of your default lifecycle will come into the picture. That is going to be your deploy. If you do the MEN deploy, that will automatically deploys nothing but copies your artifacts to your Nexus server. Okay, so we have seen still till install, right, as of now. Now the last phase is going to be deploy. The deploy will take care of, like, moving your artifact into your Nexus server. Next, it's not Nexus, anything. Okay, what are the distribution management you give it, right? So let's see by running the Maven deploy where it really deploys into the respective Nexus repository or not. Okay, guys, any questions still here? Are we clear what I'm trying to do it?
Yes.
Okay, good. I just let me go into app, the basic hello world app. So MEN clean deploy. First it cleans, compiles, okay, then deploys. It is failing. I know the reason why it is failing. Okay, it's not that easy to, like, deploy into the things. You look at the error. Based on the error, we'll proceed further. Okay, so fail to transfer to this Nexus. Can you see it is connected to Nexus? If you clearly observe, HTTP localhost Nexus repository repo are nothing but release repository. It is connected to release repository. You might be shocked why it is connected to release repository. Why not to snapshot? Then you need to understand now why release, why snapshot. Okay, now the difference between both the repositories I can explain you properly. Why it is going to release repository is, what is our version? 1.0. 1.0, if you give this kind of version, that we treat it like live version. Live nothing but which is going to production. Okay, but when a developer is doing the build while the development phase is going on, right, the developer is not sure about this version, this build and all. He don't want to send it to the release repository. Okay, instead he wants to send it to the snapshot repository where it is a development environment repository. So to push it to the snapshot repository, you have to append with a tag called snapshot. Okay, if you put a snapshot, then the Maven will automatically push your jar file to your snapshot repository. You just try to run now. Earlier it is repo R, right? Now you look at this. Can you see this time it is where is it? Yeah, repo this time. Did you observe this? Earlier it was repo R. The reason it is, based on the version, it will decide which repository it needs to push it. Okay, is it a release or a snapshot? If it is a normal version, 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, anything is just numeric number, it will push it to release repository only. If it is not a this kind of number, if it appends with a snapshot, then it pushes to the snapshot repository. But everything is good, but actually it's not pushing to any of the repository. The reason it is, written code is 401. Anyone know what is a 401 code? Or you can say read this entire error, you'll understand much better. Unauthorized. What do you mean by unauthorized? Is, yeah, somebody saying something. Okay, let me explain. So it is saying an error called reason phrase unauthorized. What do you mean by unauthorized? Is the developer whoever is pushing the jar to the Nexus, right? Okay, he should be having the valid credentials of the Nexus. Okay, you remember Nexus, we didn't just do the things actually. We log in as some user and you're performing all the things. Okay, how come a normal user can come and do the deployment, right? They cannot do it until they should have a valid credentials. Now, my job is to, as an admin, I have to provide the credentials to my developers, okay, so that they can add the credentials in their XML and they can push it. Without the credentials, even by giving the distribution management section, there is no use, okay. Now, as a developer, as a build engineer, I have to give them the credentials also. So the credentials will be there in this tag settings. Close the settings. Okay, so inside this servers, because some people may point to multiple Nexus repositories. Okay, so inside the servers, server, one single server. Okay, so inside this, then what is the ID of your server? Okay, and name of your server. Sorry, it's not ID, guys. It is username. Your username, guys. Your username. ID only, I think. ID and user. User. And what is your password? Password. Okay. Now you have to fill this. So what is the repository ID? This is what my release report. Repo. Okay. And what is the username to release repository? Admin. Let's use admin itself right now. If you want, you can create the users also, guys. Not an issue. You go to the Nexus. Can you see security users right now? And click on a new user, and you can just create a new role and users and all. It's not a big deal actually. You can do it easily. Okay. Right now only admin is there. If you want, you can create one more user and all. You can give the required access. You just play around with the Nexus later. That's not important for us right now. Okay. So I'm using admin itself. So this section, okay, you keep it in your settings.xml of your local machine. Typically in the developer, right, they have to keep it in the settings.xml. You might be thinking, what is the settings.xml new? So this settings.xml you have to create in your local repository location. So where is your local repository? Users, my username, .m2, right? .m2 here. Try to create a file settings.xml. Okay, so let me try to create that. Save this file there. Okay, with settings.xml. Just save it. Right now I'm done with putting up this. Right now, which repository you're pointing? Remote repository as a release repository. But similarly, you have one more repository, right, which is snapshot repository. So for snapshot also you need to do the same thing. Only thing is ID will be changing. That's it. Okay. So I have the credentials for my remote repository. I have the credentials for my snapshot repository. Let's try to run the same command now. It is failing. Okay, I understand, guys. I did some mistake actually. The thing is, there is some syntax error. It is not user, might be username and all. Let's not waste time on correcting that. I'll just Google and get the correct syntax. Settings.xml user username password. Yeah, something like this. Quickly check. Settings. Do you see anywhere? Yeah, it's ID, username, password. It's username, not user. Yeah, that's what the mistake. Guys, we don't do this kind of work every day. It's a one-time setup when you're bringing a new laptop or new dev machine, new server. That's it. Once you set up the credential, that's it. You forgot about this file even. Do this now again. That's cool. It's published. Can you see this? Uploaded to my Nexus repository, localhost. Okay. So build a success. Which repository is pointed now? Snapshot. It's a normal repo, nothing but snapshot. Now check it out your snapshot. This is a release actually. Now see snapshot. Try to refresh this page. Can you see com, my company, app, and 1.0 snapshot and the jar file? Can you see jar file here? So this is how we can share the artifacts with the people, okay, and we can make use of them. Now treat create one more developer. See, you try to create one more B project and keep this thing as a dependency and check it out whether it will work fine or not. Okay, so let's try to prepare one more project, B project, and see whether it will download the thing into your .m2 or not. Okay, now what I will do, I'll come out, I'll create one more sample application. I don't think sample.
Okay, how do you, sorry, how do you push this to a remote repository?
Now I see, you know what, I pushed a remote repository only now. The Nexus itself is my remote repository, right?
No, but we have created repo and repo R as a remote repository, and
yes, that two types are, both are remote repositories only. But thing is that there are two types. One is the snapshot, one is the release. Okay,
okay.
Yeah, I pushed to the snapshot. Now let me show you how to push it to release actually. So to push it to release, it's nothing, it's pretty simple. Only thing is, if you make this version as a 1.0, It will automatically,
Okay, it will push to the
it will
remote
push
thing.
it to the release repository. Remote only, but
Okay.
release repository. Let's try to
Yes,
do
yes.
that even. Anything wrong?
Chiranjeevi,
Yeah.
up to that, you differentiate the remote repository to a release and snapshot. That was fine, but can you again explain once? Like it will take hardly 2 minutes for you. I'm getting confused now. Up to that, you divided into two, and then how you pull this snapshot here
Okay,
once again.
let me explain that. See, the thing is, typically developers in a day-to-day life, okay, they work and they do the builds n number of times, okay, and they want to share their daily builds to the other teams, okay. So if they are doing it every day, right? If I say 1.0 version, okay, and I push it now, another 1.0, I push it now, you'll be keep on pushing it, will be overriding it, or it will take the something like your Maven will not give, see, even for your release version also, if you give 1.0, okay, what is the difference between this 1.0 this one? People will confuse, okay. So instead of that, if you try to provide an option, a text called snapshot, right? Even you or somebody else in the world whoever is using your jar file, okay, they will be knowing what kind of a binary it is it a development phase binary, is it a release binary? Typically release binary nothing but properly tested, thoroughly verified by your QA, okay, everybody verified. So that kind of binaries we call as the release binaries, okay. And snapshot are something like they are not verified by anybody, they are just built by a developer and using it for a kind of a POC purpose or in a kind of a development phase, because in development we don't complete everything within a day or two, it takes some time to release it, right? In that phase
Okay,
it's
so
not,
it will
yeah.
be like a differentiate for developers so that they will get to know that which repository has to be used to.
Yes, they should know which reporter
Snapshot.
they are using it,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
Yeah. Now that's the reason I created two reporters, snapshot and release. Okay. Now when I'll be using snapshot is development. When I'll be using release is at the time of completing my release, I need to share it with the release repository. That release repository used by the other people who wants the certified binaries. The certified binaries are there in the release and not certified binaries are in the snapshot. Okay. Now I'll give you one more difference, guys. The one more difference is in snapshot repository, okay, right? 1.0 snapshot, you can push, you can upload n number of times, n number of times. Nothing but the developer can push the 1.0 snapshot n number of times to the repository, okay? But with the release repository, with one version, with 1.0 one version, okay, one version, only one push, one deploy, that's it, one push or one deploy. You cannot do multiple pushes. I'll give you the reason also. Before that, let me try to do the snapshot one more time. Where is my Maven Power XML? Okay, this was snapshot, right? Let's try to deploy it one more time. Okay, something went wrong. Did I put any character anywhere in the script? Save it. Hyphen snapshot. It's failing for some reason. The goal specifier requires. There is no POM. Oh, okay. I'm not there in the POM directory, guys. Go into the app. Sorry. I'm not in the project. I'm running the Maven. Now try to run the Maven clean deploy one more time. Now it deployed again, guys. Okay, so into the snapshot repository as usual. Look at this repo snapshot. Okay, now check it out, your snapshot. So can you see one jar here, right? You try to refresh, you'll see one more jar. Can you see one more jar here with the timestamp? You build it at 152124. Now it is the 2646, right? So if you do it one more time, another jar. So it will be keep on publishing the snapshot n number of times. The developer can push n number of times. Now let's come to the release report. Right now there is not even a single push. Now development team is completed with their release, okay, I mean their development, and they're giving a certified binary to the Nexus, so they have to remove this snapshot. Okay, they have to go ahead with the proper release. Save this and now do the clean deploy, same thing. Now it will publish into the release repository. Can you see this? It is published to repo R, which is the release repository. Now try to refresh this. Can you see my company? Guys, I'm getting some noise. Kiran? Okay, so my company app and 1.0. Can you see this version is 1.0 right now, and you have the jar file here. Okay, now the difference is, the second difference is, you try to push it again second time, okay, with a release repository name, you cannot push it. It will not allow you to take it. Reason is a bad request. You cannot push the 1.0 jar again. Once it is released, that's final. If you are trying to push second time, nothing, but you cannot use the same version as 1.0. You have to go with the second release, either 1.1 as a minor release or 2.0 as a other release. So the number should be definitely changed. Without changing that, you cannot proceed with the same version in the release repository. But in snapshot, we can do that. So that's what the difference between both the repositories. Did you understand this?
Yes.
Okay. Fine. So that's our two types of repositories. Now, where are we actually? I was talking something else apart from this. What did I miss? Snapshot, release, pushing it. Something I was talking actually. We came back here. Yes. Okay. Look at the diagram. Right now A is doing it, right? Now suppose B requires A jar. That's where that's what we need the remote repository. Okay. So now let's create a project for B. Okay. Let's create a project B and we'll make use of A as a dependency. Okay. So how to do that? So let's take some other project. Close this. Okay, counter web app. This we download from the internet, right? Okay. Actually, this project doesn't require your A.jar. Okay, but still we'll keep as a dependency, guys. Okay. I just want to show you how it downloads. Okay, because this A.jar, which A nothing but your app.jar. Okay, which is not there in the central repository, which is not there in your. Okay. So for that, I need one more machine, guys, because if you look at my architecture here, he is a different developer. He'll be having a .m2 separately, because right now for a demonstration purpose, what I'm doing it, I'm working on everything on the same machine. So I will be having that .m2. So to avoid that, I'll take one more machine. Let me launch my Vagrant. I need a separate machine now. What should I do? I have one Linux machine here. Let me see whether I could able to ping this. Ping. What is my IP address? IP config. Okay. Cool. It's pinging. Nice. So now what I will do, guys, this is a Linux machine, guys. I have a Linux machine as a VM here. How to maximize this? At least, yeah, Control R. So let's get that project here. Okay, mkdir, okay, not record mkdir and all. Let's create a project here. Where is my project? Yeah, take this, paste it here. First of all, let me check whether I'm having Maven. Okay, the program MVN can be found with the following packages. I think Maven is not there. First of all, am I having Java here? Java is also not there. Guys, it's going to take so much of time for me to set up all these things in this VM. So I would request, can any one of you try once the session is done, okay, and just get back to me if you're not able to, because here, right, there's no point in doing, because you look at the architecture. I can create only one .m2 in my machine. I cannot do one more .m2, okay, but I'll walk you through the steps what you're supposed to do. Open your pom.xml, okay, your other pom.xml. In a dependency section, right, what you will do it, you just copy paste any of the other dependency, and what you will do it, your artifact group ID. So you take, you build just now, this is right. What is the group ID of your app.jar company? Okay, take this, and put that here. Okay, and next, what is the artifact ID? App. Okay, take this. Artifact ID is app. What is the version? Right now, which version you pushed it there? 1.0 version. Okay, so 1.0 hyphen snapshot in the snapshot repository, right? So just say this. Okay, so actually this app.jar, which is not there in the central, which is not there in a .m2. Okay, so it should hit the third hit, which is going to be Nexus repository. To hit the third hit, right, this format XML should also contain the distribution management tab. Okay, so which is whatever this guy is having, because it will, if it is having this tag, then only it can download it. Okay, copy this tag here, put it. Okay, now let's try to do the build now. Okay, go into the custom web app, MVN CLS. I will not do anything. I'll do the validate. You understand what do you mean by validate? Validate will, this is the first phase which will download the libraries. It will not compile, it will not do anything else. Let me do the validate. Build successful, validate. There is no validate. The reason I now I can give the answer for the why it is not doing it, because the .m2 of this and this both are same. So the first hit is .m2, it's already there, the jar file. So it is not doing anything else. Okay. So now what I will do it, I'll try to delete that from the .m2.
Okay.
Users kh117 .m2 repository com my company. Yeah, delete this entire folder. Okay. Now you do the validate. It's successful. Oh, MVN first clean it everything. MVN validate. Sorry, spelling mistake. Do the compile even compile should do the validate first. Build failure. Okay. See, my company average jar snapshot is missing. No dependency information available. So did we not provide this dependency, guys? Could not resolve dependency because com var could not find the artifact. See, it is not able to find this artifact, guys. Okay, so it is looking into your .m2. It is not finding, but it should connect to your, what do you call, Nexus repository. Why it is not connecting to Nexus? Actually, we get everything properly, right? Localhost repository repo. Is it 1.0 snapshot correct? This is proper. I'm having a 1.0 at least here. Yes. Let me give 1.0. Maybe it will download from release repository at least. My company app. Is it downloading? Could not resolve. Could not find artifact. It is finding in the central, but it is not hitting my remote repository, guys. I need to check this. Maybe in this Maven it may not look into this. Maven form to download binaries from Nexus. We have given the repositories as usual. Here is an example. You have to add the repository section in your form. So in our repository section, after the build, distribution management, repositories. Okay. Take this sample form. House giving here. He is not making any distribution. Let's try to give the way which he is giving. Okay. And try to provide your release repository. Okay. And remove the distribution management release. Now report, everything is good. So let's try to do the compile. Cool. So I think this is the way we need to give it right while downloading. Okay. So you maintain the repositories this way, and can you see it is downloaded from the Nexus, your app.jar, and you delete it from your .m2, right? It is created now again. Okay. If you want, let's try to delete one more time and do this. Now it is downloading from your Nexus actually. See, it is created. So did you understand, guys, how the workflow is working now? All of you?
Yeah. But if we have the another .m2, then it will be easy, right? Another, I mean to say, machines.
Yeah, another machine, the demo will be much
Yeah,
better
so
actually.
you can get that how they are like it's copying from remote repository
Yes, yes,
to M2.
you are right, but I don't have other machine right now. I can prepare a Linux, but it takes some time actually. It doesn't have even a Java now. Okay.
Plus, yeah, again Java and has to set up all.
Yeah, everything I have to do that. Right? Yeah. Fine. Anyway, I'll do it today or tomorrow. If you want, I can show you the same thing tomorrow. Not it will hardly take 5 minutes. Okay. Fine, guys. So this is all about the repositories concept in the Maven. Most important topic of the Maven actually. So this is what the reason people are coming to the Maven, because the libraries are completely segregated and dynamically downloaded at the time of building and deploying. Okay.
I guess this is the very important thing while they do like after completing at the time of release, I guess, because everything will be ready in Nexus. So
Yes, you are right. Okay. Fine. Remote repositories concept is done. Yes.
Please, can you please explain one more time here actually? What exactly B project, why it is exactly accessing the job, right?
Guys, here the B, okay, no, it's not a B. I have one more project here, which is a custom web. Okay. In a custom web, I'm putting one dependency as a a.jar. There is not, I mean, actually there is no dependency. To show you the demonstration, I'm putting that actually, nothing else. Okay. This dependency is not required for this product to build it. Okay. But the thing is, in case if the product requires a dependency, you mention this, and this app.jar, app-1.o.jar, which is not there in your .m2, which is not there in central repository. Now I want to show you how it will download from the Nexus. That's the reason I mentioned the dependency over there. Did you get it?
Yes.
Okay.
Now it is available in M2, am I right?
Yeah, from the Nexus, it is available in the .m2 now.
Okay.
the same thing will goes on if there is a third developer. He will
Yes,
again
same process.
from the
Yeah.
remote repository to his M2 again.
Yes, his M2. Yeah, you're right.
Okay.